Luminary Log, April 5th, 2025.
What's up, folks? Remember, I don't know how to open these, and as they go on, they get closer and closer to the Life Update podcast. Remember that? That was quite funny. So here we are. Once again, here, we got the stats, we got all the other funny things. It's so awkward because I feel like I should lean more towards my microphone when I'm doing these, so it can be more of a, a sensual kind of audio experience. But also, like, if I'm like looking at my screen, then I'm over here a little ways away, like I normally am when I'm on stream, right? So, God, 9:30. Now it's 9:33. I don't know if I said 9:32 before, or if I don't even think I said the time. It's 9:33 p.m. right now. Pretty cool. What a time to be alive, right? My work schedule has been changing, and so now I work Friday, Saturday, Sunday now, instead of my usual Sunday, Wednesday, Friday, which is totally like fucked up my shit. But also, I had surgery, so that was cool. We can talk about all those funny things. And also the Switch 2, doesn't it look awesome? And then you hear those game prices and you're like, oh, I want to be like genuine though. The Switch 2 did look pretty cool. I still haven't like actually sat down and watched the direct myself, but I've read and looked at so many different clips and things, whatever, and lots of interesting things. So that's cool. But again, those game prices are crazy, but I don't want to get caught up in talking about that right now. I've thought about, I've bitched to coworkers about things at work, and I thought about maybe I need to just start a series where I just rant about shit, where I'm like, here's what I'm fucking thinking about right now, But anyway, so as your eyes have slowly drawn down the screen, you read everything that's on there, and then you went down to the numbers, and you've probably now for 2 minutes and 10 seconds now, you've said, what? Look at this fucking guy. So, right, look at this, right? So let's go over the stats. Let's go over the numbers. Can I get a quick rundown? So the 𝑰𝑵𝑻𝑶, right? Anyway, so Instagram, 13 followers still. Kick, 36 to 38 followers. TikTok, 16 to 15 followers. Oh, and then Twitch, 31 down to 29 because I actually banned like 3 or 4 people right after the last log. So that's okay. It pans out. X, 72 to 75. YouTube, 133 to 134. Now, why have we lost people across the board? I don't know. Right? I just do my thing. I haven't been canceled yet, from my understanding. It's going to happen someday, knowing who I am. But, I don't fucking know what anything is anymore. But yeah, so let's talk about what's been going on. As of right now, on a Saturday, I last streamed on March 25th, I believe, which was a quick 2-hour Turismo Tuesday, and then I think I played Wonder Stomp on the 24th or whatever. But yeah, where the fuck have I been? Well, I don't know what I was doing. So, if you can, I'm too lazy to edit it, and you're gonna have to just open a calendar app on your phone or your computer. Okay, follow along with me. Right, we're on April 5th right now, or if you're in the future, go back. Right, so the 24th, and I'm too lazy to even check these things on the actual channel. The 24th, we did Wonder Stop. 25th, we did Gran Turismo. And then ever since then, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, I was working on updating my TikTok setup, because now I can stream on TikTok, and I'm very excited about that because the possible visibility rate is so much better than everything else, which is awesome. But yeah, so I finally got that done on the 30th, and then the 31st. Well, okay, I tried really hard to set up the TikTok thing, but then like there's different aspect ratios and shit, so I spent all this time trying to make like a cool new hip TikTok layout for things, but then it's just like based on different aspect ratios. You can't make like a slick chat box or whatever. You just have to just put shit on the screen and say, yeah, it is what it is, right? So yeah, so by the 30th, I finally said, fuck it, whatever. And then, yeah, so 31st, I went in for surgery on that Monday, March 31st. And what did I do? Well, I have it's going to be a little TMI here. I have no regrets about talking about this. It's not anything weird. It's just kind of gross. Okay, here's your warning. And I had a couple cysts. Okay, so I had a little tiny one on the top of my head and a little bit to the right, little tiny one about the size of a marble that just barely made just the slightest little like bump on my head up there. But then also I had like a decently big one on the back left of my head. That wasn't that big of a problem, but I'd had it for at least a year, probably a little bit longer, but it's been like the same size the whole time. Didn't really bother me that much, but it was something that annoyed me. And last year when I got a haircut, because I normally get like annual haircuts in March, that bump actually poked through my hair a little bit, and I was like self-conscious, and I was like, what the fuck? Well, I can't get another haircut while that's still there. So suddenly it became a thing that I was like, man, I got to get this shit taken care of before I get another haircut. And then it kind of came and went in my interest and focus as things do generally, just like video games. I'll like get back into any given game, Grand Theft Auto Online or whatever, and play it hardcore for 2 weeks, and then I'll not play it for 5 months or whatever. But yeah, so then in like December, my mom scheduled me an appointment in March because I'd bitched about it enough that she's like, I'll figure it out. I'll, set it up for you. So we did or whatever. Went to that, had to do a different one because the dermatologist was like, this is actually just a little bit too big for my office and what I do. So I was like, okay, that's fine. So I go there on March 31st and I got my fucking shit dealt with. And it was, I'm going to be honest now, the log's not supposed to be this in depth. It's not supposed to be this long. It's supposed to be like a kind of a short and sweet thing to capture the numbers and move on. But I'm just going to talk about this. It was a little traumatic, frankly, because like I was sat down and kind of leaned forward a little bit. They did the top one first. That was really tiny, and I could feel my face was really sweating and my gut was really uncomfortable. And I was like, man, I was fucked up. Okay, and then for the second one, I actually laid down on my gut, and I was laying down, my head on my arms on a pillow, and God, that was fun. I mean, obviously there was like, not anesthesia, whatever, like numbing, right? But man, it's fucking hard to mentally disconnect yourself from it. I had my earbuds in, right, and I was listening to The Moth by Devin Townsend, which is fucking amazing, and I can't stop listening to it. But God damn. It's like you can't, I didn't really feel any pain, but I could feel the tugging, right? Just kind of a thing. And I was like, oh God. And at one point I'm laying down and I can feel something like run from the left part of my just in front of my ear and then slowly down my cheek. And I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck is happening up there? Right. And I didn't freak out, like, seriously. I didn't freak out externally. I think I freaked out a little bit internally, but I also was like, I'm just going to trust the process. The doctor and the nurse know what they're fucking doing much better than I do. So whatever the fuck happens, I'm sure everything will be okay. Let's just, power through it. And, I was like, yeah, I got a thing running down my cheek, and like, okay. And they swiped it with some gauze, and then my earbud got knocked out, but they didn't throw it away or anything. They just left it on the counter or whatever. So anyway, I was very lightheaded after that because I bled like a stuck pig. I lifted my head from the pillow and it was just drenched. It wasn't like, it was a white pillow, obviously. So it wasn't like it was like suddenly dark red, but it was just like that, like kind of like bloodied beige, which is like fucked up. Cause then I think about like, what did it, like if I could go into third person and like look at a camera from above me or whatever, but oh God. Anyway, so I got that done. And I thought it was maybe like, God, I don't know what's a good point of reference. Like the size of a guitar pick, but just like maybe spherical, right? I really don't know what else is a good point of reference, but ultimately I got to see the thing because obviously you're curious, right? And I took a picture. I'm not sending the picture to anybody. It's purely, you'd have to come meet me in person to see it because I don't want it to spread around. But basically it was the size of like a chicken nugget. That's my best way to describe it. It was like, and then it was just like maybe like an inch thick, maybe. I don't know. It was fucking crazy though. It was it was pretty crazy. And I got home, Monday the 31st, and I was just like, dude, I'm fucking out of this shit. I can't fucking do anything. So, lots of ice pack, lots of just trying to rest how do you rest? How do you try to fall asleep when basically the entire left half of your head, which is not how big it was, but just to try and avoid any pressure, how do you try and rest your head back? I had to tilt my head up and to the right to try and oh god, and you can lay on your side, but yeah. So it was frankly it was fucking crazy. So Tuesday the 1st, I spent basically 24 hours in bed. I got up occasionally to refill my glass of water and swap out my ice pack, but I never made it down to my lair where my computer was the whole day. And it was and the swelling was awful. The swelling was so bad it was almost like it was still in there. It was like they took half of it out, but they left half of it in or something, right? Obviously that's not what happened, but that's what it felt like, because there's still a decent sized bump where it had always been, right? And I was like, well, what the fuck? Did we actually do this? But yeah. And of course I've got this long, thick hair, and it's hard to brush it because obviously I can't dig it down to the scalp where I need to, because obviously I don't want to fuck with the sutures that are in there, and I need to go back 2 Mondays from now to get the sutures taken out. And so that was an experience. And so that's my very valid excuse for why I haven't streamed from Monday through Wednesday. In the previous days where I was working on TikTok, because we did the Gran Turismo stream on the 25th was also on TikTok. That was my first TikTok stream for reals. It was a 2-hour short stream, of course, but that's my first foot in the door, and I'm very excited to do all of that. And just as a point of reference, and I know I say and blah blah blah. You love to hear me yap. I know that's why you've tuned into the Luminary Log. But I'm very excited for everything going forward, because, stream discoverability on YouTube is fucking dog shit, which is fine, right? Totally fine. That's why I'm also on Twitch, because it's better for that. And Kick is also a thing. But TikTok, man, it's not primarily a streaming platform, but it's got a whole streaming community on there. And, full disclosure, right? Nobody in that 2-hour Gran Turismo stream followed or chatted on TikTok, but the fact is the pass-through rate is insane. I got 5 views on my Gran Turismo stream on YouTube. I got 125 views on TikTok. Okay, that's 125 people that scrolled through, caught it for at least 2 or 3 seconds, and then scrolled past or more. And on TikTok, they even tell you who joins the stream, and after the fact, you can see how long each individual person watched, which I think is a little creepy. I feel like that's maybe too much information. But for me, it's confident more than anything, because the one guy, again, nobody chatted or anything, but one guy stuck around for 40 minutes, I guess. That's cool. That's cool, right? That's fucking awesome. All I need is 1 or 2 people watching and seeing that number, and I'm more on than I am with a 0, right? There's a big gap in my effort from 0 to 1 or 2, but once you go from 2 upward, I just stack it on, because I've had up to 3 or 4. I had 12 viewers during the Streamtacular, and I'm just on fire, because I'm just I'm here. People are paying attention. People are here to fucking see what I'm doing, and everything's cool. So I'm excited to add TikTok into the fold. Just Thursday, the 3rd, I finally felt good enough to kind of do stuff, and I finally did remake the the TikTok stuff. There's Stream Deck plugins, so I can shift scenes at the same time with everything else. Here's another couple things. Here's a couple upgrades for the stream coming up. I now have hotkeys, so I can move my webcam to any of the 4 corners at any time I want really quickly, which is fucking awesome. I also have it set up so if my webcam's on the left side, it's mirrored to face towards the center of the screen, because it'd be really weird to have a webcam in the bottom left and have it face off screen, right? That'd be stupid. That'd be really dumb. So yeah, all these little things, and which meant updating my universal webcam, on off button. But that worked. There's lots of little layers. There's always so much like thought I'm putting into these things. I was able to remake the loading screen into a pretty decent version on TikTok, which I'm happy with, because TikTok doesn't have scrolling text. So even though I was going to remake it from scratch, actually what I ended up doing is using the virtual camera and then just like 4 different versions of them stacked on top of each other with different things cropped out. So we get the loading tips in there. I added a new loading tip. I updated and refreshed the loading tips so they're re-randomized. It's awesome. And I've added a follower goal on TikTok and Kick and Twitch, which is nice. Because again, I just want to push those things. I just want to make my mark on the world. And I think once I start to get a decent thing going on one platform, it'll just kind of like very easily start rolling into the next, because it'll all, it snowball. Again, that gap from 0 to 1 or 2 viewers is fucking crazy for me. And that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing, right? Because I'm always yapping. I'm always like reflecting on my thoughts and my on story and gameplay stuff. But if I know that there's 1 or 2 people viewing, then suddenly I'm like, oh, I gotta, hopefully someone's laughing at my jokes. I don't say that despondently. I believe that, if I kind of mentally pay attention, obviously. And I've talked about this for so long at this point, but I kind of pay attention and I see if there's like 1 or 2 viewers, right? And I'm focusing on the game, and I keep looking over at that number. And if like, I say a joke or I say something really funny, or maybe something that's edgy or just uncommon or something, and that number stays the same like a whole minute later, I'm like, okay, all right, that was a banger. There's no way, this person did not find it lame. This person did not find it click off worthy or whatever. So it's cool. It's awesome. So I know I haven't been streaming for a little bit, but I'm still very, very adamant and focused on all this funny stuff. This is what I want to do. This is who I want to be, right? So yeah, again, the progress is very glacial, but it's okay, and I like it. I gotta enjoy it, right? So I'm ecstatic to get TikTok woven into everything. That means updating the multi-chat on stream for people to see anything that happens in TikTok. I just saw on Kick, for whatever reason, if you stream for 5 hours, you already can. What's going on here? I'm in the thing right now. They have a new, so there's on Kick, at least specifically, not Twitch. On Kick, there's verification and then partner, right? But then there's path to creator is stream for a total of 5 hours. And I'm like, yeah, it's done. So I can already enable subscriptions, which is awesome. And I'm not expecting anybody to subscribe, especially at this point, but that's fucking awesome. I gotta set that up, right? There's so many more Stream Deck plugins for me to use and work with. I found a Cubase Stream Deck plugin, which is the program that I use for my mic and music stuff. And upon first glance, it looks like it just lets you do the existing Cubase macros or hotkeys. But maybe Cubase can let you make, and I haven't looked. I'm probably immediately going to be wrong as soon as I start looking. But maybe Cubase can let you make your own hotkeys, and then maybe I could set those to work, and then, whatever, right? It's cool. I just love my Stream Deck. It's been so damn useful to me because I'm so detail driven and I care so much about making things work and whatever. And I've been able to, what did I just do? Okay, I just hit it. Never mind. Okay, I hit the end stream button, which normally would start stream, but OBS isn't even open, so I don't think it should be doing anything, right? Hopefully I'm not suddenly broadcasting myself on YouTube. Broadcast yourself. No, we're good. All right, just had to be sure. God, I love that cool loading screen. Who came up with that loading screen? That shit's so good. Oh my God. Anyway, yeah, it's cool. So that's my yapping about my surgery and whatever. And at this point, now today, again, April 5th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days removed from it. The bump is very small. There's still a bump there, but it's almost flush with the, my hair is pretty much flush now, which is cool. And I can easily just run my hand over my head and that's fine. Obviously I can't like get in there and scrub with my fingernails when I take a shower or whatever, but that's okay. The bump's maybe not as big as like a mosquito bite, and it there's a little dull pain if I, put pressure on it, but I can like rest my head on my pillow flatly and I'm like, yeah, this is fine. It's a little bit of pain, but it's fine. So, we've reached the itchy stage of surgery healing, which is both a blessing and a curse, but I'm fine. I'm cool. And, I'm still kind of like a tiny bit freaked out when I think about what I went through to have it taken out. But, hopefully there won't be many more. There's not a lot you can do to stop them. They were pilar cysts, which is essentially where hair protein is just not like used properly in the body and like it just is misdirected or whatever. You can look it up. Pilar cysts. There you go. Fucking Google it, right? But yeah, I gotta look forward to when I get the bill back from it, because the shitty thing is that I do have health insurance from my job, but because my mom set up the appointment, it was out of network, I guess. So they only covered like 10% of that first appointment, and that was just a visit. So the actual like dual excision, I don't know what it's going to be like financially. I think I'm pretty sure I'll be fine. It's going to be a big hit, but I'm pretty sure I'll be fine. So I'm not looking forward to that. And then there'll, presumably be another one after, I get my sutures taken out. But it takes like 2 or 3 weeks to get billed for an appointment, interestingly enough. So I don't even know what the thing looks like. But yeah, so it's cool. Things are awesome. And I enjoy. It's been weird because now I'm working 3 days in a row, and I'm really like, I get fucked up working days back to back because I really burn myself out. You know how animated I can be, like even when I'm yapping to myself right here. And just imagine, like, if I talk to my coworkers, or if I get a decent customer or whatever that just lets me yap about shit or whatever. So yeah, I burn myself out, and then I take a day off or 2 days off. But yeah. So, to proceed along with the script, we're recovering from surgery, and April is our kind of our free month because we don't have to worry about, nothing is coming out in April. And then in May we have Doom the Dark Ages and Elden Ring Night Reigns. So the surgery did kind of upset my momentum a little bit, but that's okay. The plan going forward, just as you can see, an ongoing, is to play through Wander Stop. We only did like quote unquote the first cycle, if that's a good way to call it. We did the things, and then the garden, the whole thing reset. And I think I'm a little subconsciously mad about that, but I think I need to treat it like a Zen garden, where the whole point of it is to make a really beautiful design and then deliberately just destroy it, so that it's like, to embrace the cycle that like nothing is permanent and that change happens, right? So I got to remake my plants, and then they introduced a third color plant. I don't know how the fuck I'm going to go about doing that. And, it's just a little annoying in my opinion, but whatever. So we got to finish Wander Stop, and then I want to hopefully get a good dent into the Yakuza stuff, and then maybe the Call of Duty stuff after. Military intelligence is probably waiting quite a fucking while. It might take all the way until the next Call of Duty game comes out at this rate, but yeah. And Gran Turismo Tuesday, of course. So that's what we've got planned for April. And the idea going forward is we play new releases, and then we can hopefully knock out the Yakuza and Call of Duty stuff in the space in between, and just play the new releases however much we want to, based on like finishing it and then any extra content or whatever. So yeah, pretty cool though. It's just like that. We clocked 24.5 minutes, right? So There's your fucking Luminary Log. I don't know what else to add. It's very funny, though, how we lost a couple people here and there and just other funny stuff. But what are you going to do? I'm excited to stream, as always, and just kind of see where the snowball takes me because I got to tell you, the stream is just getting better all the time, man. It's so exciting. I'm so happy and proud of the effort I put into making all of these things work and making them just a little bit better all the time. Having the webcam corner thing is going to be so nice. It's so awesome. And one of the things I think about often in life in many ways is how worth it is it to do the work if no one's around to see the work, right? In terms of improving the stream or perhaps working out, getting fitter or whatever, right? How much do I want to care about, like, oh, suddenly I'm going to care about my appearance and, if people, hypothetically, if girls start showing more interest in me or whatever, right? Would it feel like kind of like stupid? Because I'm like, well, fuck you. You like this. I put this work in for me, like you don't deserve this work, which is really shitty and cynical. I know it makes me sound like a total piece of shit, but this is how my brain works. So I wouldn't tell somebody that to their face or anything, but it's just something I think about. Right. So it's just, I try to work on the stream and I try to think of like what are like the chinks in the armor of the stream and how can I improve upon it and make it better. And what should it look like in the end game? That's what I'm curious about. I'm not trying to play it day by day and say, yeah, this works, so we'll do this for a year. And then I guess somebody finally point out that this is bad, so we should fix it. It's like, well, what are any possible bumps that we might run into? Can we like figure those out ahead of time? So we got the startup screen, we got the break screen, same thing. We got the webcam hotkeys now. It's so fucking awesome. And yeah, so it's really cool. I'm really happy and excited for my stuff. And I think that's what's most important. I'm not, I know, however foolishly, it's not that I think or I believe, I know that I'm destined to climb the fucking e-celebrity ladder based on my skills and my obsession to detail and thinking things through and everything. So, I just got to enjoy the ride, put the time in, put the work in, quote unquote, by streaming and just enjoy the ride. Right. And I hope whoever's here with me can enjoy the ride too. Okay. So, man, we gotta make music for the stream at some point, right? Man, I gotta get a new laptop so I can run my drums through that better. I gotta work on, finally like making a first solid drum mix, and then I can, once I get that done, and then I can maybe start doing some drumming streams, maybe some, guitar, maybe some karaoke streams or something, and those will kill on TikTok, right? You never know what you're going to get. That's the whole point of Vague Luminary. That's the vague part. And the luminary part is that it'll always be with like a ridiculous amount of effort and thought and detail put into it. Okay. So, yeah, that's cool. I was holding off on streaming because I wanted to fucking get this thing done, and now this will be done. So, I have to work Sunday, and then hopefully at some point Monday through Thursday, you'll see me boot up some fucking Wanderstop. All right, okay, all right. That's enough yapping. It's probably the longest episode yet. God damn it. I had to talk about my brain, getting my shit out of my head, right? All right. Okay. I've been me, and you've been you, and I'll see you again soon, okay? Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.